So often people say, we're looking for a digital agency, we want you to run our Facebook. It's like, yeah, it's not really digital marketing, it's social media, it's different. I gave myself a fright. Hello, my name is Jacq Du Bruyn. I'm the Managing Director of Flume Digital Marketing, and welcome to In the Kitchen. Today I'm making a sandwich with cheese and pickles and brown bread and some ham, which is probably a staple lunch for me, especially working at home. You get the nibbles, so you got to resist going over to the fridge and just scrambling and eating whatever you find. So you got to make some healthy lunches, and that's what we're going to be doing today.
All right. Do you eat a lot of bread?
Do I eat a lot of bread? I eat a lot of bread. I eat a lot of bread, yes.
And is that something that you find to be a problem, or are you good with gluten?
I'm good with gluten. Gluten and I, we're tight. Myself and gluten, we're good, I know there's people with gluten problems, but I'm not one of them. Yeah, I feel like you need to have you got to have some carbs and, some gluten in your life. Keep you don't want to be like too thin. As you can see, I'm not too scrawny. Not I suppose obese. I'm like kind of in between, and it's because of the bread, and I'm comfortable with that.
Will you be using your knife?
Yes. So funny enough, this knife I actually made myself in my kitchen. No, actually not in my kitchen. Jeez, that would have been intense. I made it in my garage. Got a whole bunch of knife making equipment, and it probably sounds scary. There's a dude who makes knives, lives next door to me. But this is actually this is Scanvic steel, which means it's quite hard, so it's not going to lose its edge very quickly. And these are still kind of cheap materials because I'm still testing, seeing, am I into this? Am I good at this even? So, but yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
And where did you pick this up? Why do you have a forge? You call it a forge, right?
Yeah.
Why do you have knife making equipment in your garage?
So I've always been fascinated by the design of knives, because you can see a knife can have many different profiles. You've got a bread knife, it's got a different profile. You've got a chopping knife, which has got a different profile, and so I've always been fascinated by just the style and profile of knives. And then I started watching a program on the History Channel called Forged in Fire, which was pretty cool. It's all about knife making, and these blacksmiths are in there, and they're putting steel in the forge and pulling it out and hitting it, and yeah, it's just cool. It's quite manly, Yeah, don't you think our parents' generation always used to be able to fix stuff? They just pull out this is broken, they'd be able to fix it. And today's generation's how do I do that? We pull out our phones and I don't know how to do that. So I felt like it was cool, being able to make something with your hands is kind of it's a forgotten trade. Yeah. People don't know how to make stuff with their hands anymore, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to lose that, so I started making knives.
So let's talk about your day job. What do you do for a living? Is that what you wanted to be when you were growing up?
I definitely did not want to make knives when I was growing up. This is just a hobby. I'm not good at it at all. My day job. So funny enough, when I was younger, when I was in primary school, I was always fascinated by advertising. I was always fascinated by how particularly motor cars advertise themselves in magazines. So I'd always get the car magazine, I'd always get any type of, transport, motorbike magazines, and I would always be fascinated by the advertising. And I fell in love at quite a young age with advertising in primary school, and especially BMW adverts. There were some really clever ads back in the day. And I think since then I always kind of had this creative, I'm a musician, so I play music, and I think that creativity has always stuck with me, and I think advertising is largely creative. So I've always wanted to do that, but funny enough, when I left school, I went and studied law for a year, like an idiot. Knew I was supposed to do marketing, but went and studied law, and I think many people do that. So then I quickly realized I'm not a lawyer, and then switched back to marketing, finished my undergrad degree, went and did a postgraduate at Vega in brand management, and quickly went into agency. cut my teeth in the game, and then one day walked up to my boss and said, I'm quitting my job and I'm starting a business. So 8.5 years ago, started Flume, digital marketing, with nothing, literally myself and my business partner and a laptop, and no clients, and that's what I'm doing today. So my day job is running Flume digital marketing and making sure that we are adding value to our clients.
Why did you go into digital marketing specifically? Is there like something that you found out cutting your teeth in agency? What is it?
Yeah, so funny enough, there was no label called digital marketing when I was studying. Yeah. So when I went to UJ, University of Johannesburg, and studied marketing communication, there was no textbook, there was no chapter on digital marketing. I think the most we touched on was emails, and that was more, I suppose, referred to as direct marketing even. So absolutely, I didn't study digital marketing, but I think what made us become inherently a digital agency was the realization that the world is becoming digital. We're no longer functioning in a world that is disconnected from the internet. Everything we do is connected. Our watches are connected. I deliberately didn't wear my Apple Watch because I didn't want to be interrupted. Sometimes I wear this very casual Casio, very simplistic watch, but you get what I'm saying. Our watches are connected. We now pay using things like Apple Pay and Google Pay, and so our phones and everything we do is digital. It's digitized. It's only going to become more digital. We're seeing people going into space just because they can now, on leisurely trips. That's going to happen soon. So with that realization, we knew that the upswing was still going to happen. There was a time probably about 5 years ago where a lot of agencies were purchasing digital agencies, 5 to 6 years ago, realizing that they needed that competency. And I think it was a bit of a boom in that stage. And then we kind of thought it plateaued a bit. But what COVID has proven to us is that it's hockey sticking again. We're seeing a lot of businesses say, well, let's not spend money on outdoor, particularly, or TV. What can we do with that budget online? People are at home. How do we reach them when they're at home? Besides TV, obviously.
Just by the way, you still have to make your sandwich.
Yes, let's make a sandwich. Yes, yeah. Let's make it. So I must admit, I'm not the best sandwich maker, but look, I'm actually really good at the natural South African things like braaiing and making a potjie and making some millipap and wors and chagalaga and stuff. I'm good at that. So I'm actually good at making food here. I'm not the best at making food on a cutting board, but let's see how it goes. Well, there's not much butter left, so I'm glad there is. It would have been a bit awkward if I opened this and there was nothing to spread. So let's see how it goes.
So going back to the principles of marketing and understanding them, there's a lot of kids that will tell you today that they can run digital for you because they understand Facebook, Instagram, etc. But you say that digital marketing is not social media marketing. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So social media marketing is not digital marketing. What do I mean when I say that? So digital marketing, so social media is an aspect of marketing. In fact, social media is actually a channel. It's not marketing. Social media is a platform. It's a tool that we use to communicate to other people without being face-to-face. Or expressing ourselves, or getting involved in conversations and all those kinds of things. That's what social media is. But the question is, how do we market using those platforms and tools at our disposal? And so that's where the fundamental difference comes in, is to say digital marketing encompasses everything that happens digitally, online, and that could be perceived as marketing. And within that umbrella falls social media. So often people say, we're looking for a digital agency. We want you to run our Facebook. It's like, yeah, it's not really digital marketing. It's social media. It's different. It's digital marketing is saying, how do we take a business strategy and make it work online? So how do we take what you're doing offline and make it successful online? That's digital strategy. So yeah, I think there is still largely a misunderstanding of what is digital marketing, what should you expect from a digital marketing agency, what should you expect from a digital marketing strategy, how should digital marketing strategy inform your marketing activity or vice versa? And how should it be an extension of your business strategy? So I mean, we're helping a lot of businesses build e-commerce. And in that process, we're helping them digitize and digitally transform their processes. So a warranty system that was paper and manual is now becoming digitized. That's not social media. That's not Facebook. That is digital. It is digital transformation. It is digital marketing, helping businesses become, what should I say, competitive online.
So you cut it diagonally and not down
Yes.
the middle.
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
Because a point is much easier to, put in your mouth. Don't you think?
I think so too.
User experience. User experience design, right? So had we cut them in squares, then I feel like if you hold the one side, it would flop, or it would be difficult to put in your mouth, right? This is just good UX.
So I've been watching Food Tribe a lot recently. I don't know if you know it, with James May.
Oh yes, I have watched that. Yes.
And he always cuts his stuff down the middle. So he wouldn't like you.
Yeah, but he's British. British people are different.
Okay. So, but have you sample your own sandwich quickly?
I'm gonna sample my own sandwich.
And then Mzi's gonna come in and
Okay.
say yours actually.
Well, I've taken the one with a hole in it from where the butter broke the bread. So, I think that's really good.
I feel like the people made it, and it would have just been a ham and cheese sandwich.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty tasty. And it's very simple.
Can I take this?
Go for it. 4 ingredients, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching In the Kitchen with myself, Jacq Du Bruyn. And please do subscribe to the GIBS YouTube channel. Like, share, do all that stuff. It's worth it.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. And cut.